In 1917, 3 years into World War I, 17-year-old Paul Baumer enlists in the Imperial German Army alongside friends Albert Kropf, Franz Müller, and Ludwig Bem. They listen to a patriotic speech by a school official and unknowingly receive uniforms from soldiers killed in a previous battle.
Sondern immer nur das Gesamte. Und Vaterland! Ja!
Soll das nicht sein?
Ja. Die gehört schon wem?
Egal, da kommt immer wieder vor.
After they are deployed in northern France near La Malmaison, they are befriended by Stanislaus Kat Kaczynski, an older soldier. Their romantic view of the war is shattered by the realities of trench warfare on the Western Front, and Ludwig is killed by artillery on the first night. On November 7, 1918, German official Matthias Erzberger, weary of mounting losses, meets with German high command to persuade them to begin armistice talks with the Allied powers. Meanwhile, Paul and Kat steal a goose from a farm to share with Albert, Franz, and another veteran, Jaden Stackfleet, with whom they have grown close behind the front in Champagne. Kat, who is illiterate, gets Paul to read him a letter from his wife and worries that he will be unable to reintegrate into peacetime society. On November 9, Erzberger and the German delegation board a train bound for the forest of Champagne to negotiate a ceasefire. Paul and his friends go on a mission to find 60 missing recruits sent to reinforce their unit and discover that they were killed by gas after taking off their masks too soon. General Friedrichs, who opposes the armistice talks, orders an attack before French reinforcements arrive. That night, Erzberger's delegation reaches the forest of Champagne, and Paul's regiment is sent to the front to prepare to attack the French lines. On November 10, Supreme Allied Commander Ferdinand Foch gives the Germans 72 hours to accept the non-negotiable Allied terms.
Vous demandez l'armistice, alors dites-le.
Meanwhile, the German attack takes the French front line after hand-to-hand fighting but is routed by a combined arms counterattack, in which the French use Saint-Chamond tanks to overcome German defenses. Franz is separated from the group, and Albert dies trying to surrender. Trapped in a crater in no man's land with a French soldier, Paul stabs him and watches him die slowly, becoming remorseful and asking for forgiveness from his dead body. Erzberger learns of Kaiser Wilhelm II's abdication and receives instructions from Field Marshal Paul von Hindenburg to accept the Allied terms.
Und? Freuen Sie sich schon auf zu Hause?
Paul returns to his unit and sees them celebrating the war's imminent end. He finds a wounded Jaden, who gives him Franz's scarf. Paul and Kat bring him food, but Jaden, distraught at being crippled, fatally stabs himself in the throat with the fork they brought him. On November 11, Erzberger's delegation signs an armistice set to take effect at 11 a.m. After learning of the ceasefire, Paul and Kat steal from the farm one last time, but Kat is shot by the farmer's son in the liver and dies before arriving at an infirmary. Friedrichs, who wants to end the war with a German victory, orders an attack to start at 10:45 a.m. Paul kills as many French soldiers as he can before being speared from behind by a bayonet seconds before 11 a.m. Paul stumbles out into the trenches and marvels at the end of conflict as he dies from his wound.